All right, good. We're on YouTube and should be on Facebook also. I got some music. Hold on. Let me share my desktop here. Got to open the chats up. I haven't. I'll tell people why I haven't been streaming in a minute. Hold on. Let me get some people in here. I had to find some copyright music, and I think I might have found one. Hopefully. So I got to keep an eye on this to make sure. Because normally I can't play this band. But if you have a live version where they're doing cover songs, sometimes you can get away with it. So we'll see. This is Led Zeppelin doing covers of Eddie Cochran. So hold on, let me turn my mic down here.
I got some money in my jeans and I'm really gonna spend it. Well, I've been doing my own all week long. I'm not a moving in and I'm folks are gone. Now who cares? Come on, everybody. Well, my baby's number one, but I'm gonna dance for free. And the house will be shaking from the bare beat stepping on the floor. When you hear the music, you just dancing still. The brother won't rock, sister will. My, come on, everybody. Oh, yeah. I really need you. But we better put a guard outside. If the folks come home, I'm afraid they're gonna have my heart. Well, there'll be no more movies for a week or two. No more running around with the usual crew. I wanna know who cares, come on. Oh, don't you please. Oh, you gotta come on, everybody. Whoa, whoa. Mama, mama. Whoa, whoa. Fine looking, man. Something else. Hey, look at here. What's on that? But there's a girl. She's on mine. We're gonna ball all night long. See my baby, don't you?
Yeah, the good thing is I got no copyrights on the Led Zeppelin music because it's a cover song and it's live. So I know how to flip. You can get away with. Normally, if I upload a Led Zeppelin song, it gets tagged for copyright and blocked. It's very difficult to put Led Zeppelin on your YouTube channel unless you have the direct license to do it. Someone asked me if this was Robert Plant. I said no, it's Led Zeppelin.
Here she comes. Here's the girl I really wanna know. She's my baby and I love her so. I knew the girl that's out of my class. She's got some money and I got some gas. And I ain't stopping if I'm working it all out.
That's all. I put the video link in the chat. It's 11 minutes long. They're doing like 4 or 5 cover songs of Eddie Cochran, who was a big influence to their band. The most famous song you know from Eddie Cochran is probably "Summertime Blues." Yeah. I think that what songs were these? This was "Come On" and something else. "Come On Everybody" and something else. So yeah, another copyright issue. I've been using ancient aliens in some of my lectures to show people, because we're going to be talking about my theory on what Göbekli Tepe is. Something that no mainstream has been able to figure out. And recently I watched Graham Hancock's videos about these places. So I'm going to put my theory out there. But I can't use ancient aliens because they blocked my stream last time. So I found another video to give you an introduction to what Göbekli Tepe is. Uh-oh. Did I? Did I accidentally close that? Hold on. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Because I have a theory on what Göbekli Tepe was used for. Yeah, here it is. This is the video I was going to use. You use like the first 5 minutes of this. It'll give you kind of an introduction. Now, I've been thinking about this for years this isn't something I just decided to make today. I've been thinking about because it's tied in with Alpha Draconians. This is one of the oldest sites on planet Earth, hence Babylon. This would have been created by call them the Anunnaki. Reptilians themselves wouldn't have actually built this. Alpha Draconians are pretty weak. They're not capable of lifting heavy stones and doing work like this. They're not 1,200 pound. But they would have had humans do it. They're a slave race they created. And no one's been able to solve the mystery on what Göbekli Tepe was used for. But one thing that is, we're going to be using some Sumerian tablets as some of the sources for this on what it was possibly built for. Real brief history: when Göbekli Tepe is built, and I even have a Sumerian tablet that talks about this. This is how I helped Roger from Mud Fossil University verify his Morocco dragon theory, because there is a Sumerian tablet called the Dragon Myth of Creation, which talks about a dragon and a great fish, and if you know Roger's work, and that they actually had to wait a certain amount of days after the chaos before they can land on planet Earth. That's what would happen. This is after Venus strikes the planet Marduk. And I have a video on the history of the galaxy and the creation of the solar system. I'll re-upload that to YouTube. I also have some readings of Sumerian tablets I did. We're going to listen to some of them. And this is really important. The Sumerians claim that they put the moon in place, as per their own writings. So yeah, the moon is not a natural satellite to Earth. It was brought here. So, when Marduk comes down to Babylon, he creates the zodiac. This is very important. What is the zodiac? It's the movement of planets throughout the night sky. I believe, long story short, Göbekli Tepe, as you can see from the title of this stream, is an Orrery. If you don't know what an Orrery is, an Orrery is a structure made to track the movements of the sun, moon, stars, and planets. And this is very important because it is the foundation of ceremonial black magic. All their occult dates, different energies, they would have had to know this. And being that after Marduk's destroyed, the Earth goes into a new orbit with a new satellite known as the moon. I actually have a Sumerian tablet that verifies that. They talk about it. And because there's something weird going on with the stones at Göbekli Tepe, and then I'm going to play this video. Like, look at these. Why are they tilted? What are the animals on here for? We got the infamous handbags are on here. And this is why I was showing this picture. This complex. Now, Göbekli Tepe is a complex, but it has all these strange-looking stones that are facing each other like this. Some of them have holes in them. So I'm thinking, is this some type of way for them to track the movements of the Earth throughout the year, to know the dates of the solstice, the equinoxes? These are highly important. Can't talk about this too much, but I have the Satanic ritual calendar here. This gives you all the dates for different rituals that happen throughout the year. They take this very serious. The next big date coming up is December 22nd, the winter solstice, which involves orgies. Yeah. Some of these involve sacrifice, orgies, magic, blood. Tells you what type of sacrifice is required, what age, what sex of the sacrifice. Yeah, this is all legit. This is called Satanic, and I can't talk too much about SRA, Satanic Ritual Abuse, because it's not a subject. You know, oh, that don't exist. Crazy conspiracy theory. Yeah, okay. This is why I believe mainstream hasn't been able to tell you why Göbekli Tepe or what it was used for. One, they're going to have to admit to black magic and being real, which we know it is. Ceremonial magic's real. So I'm going to play this. This is a video I found on YouTube. I'm going to play like the first 5 minutes of it. Kind of give you an introduction to what this complex looks like. And we're going to talk about some things here.
We can say little now for certain. Its people are gone. Deities cast into the void.
I'm pausing here because, alright, you see the hole right there? It's interesting, isn't it? Is that made for observing something?
What truly happened there? We will likely never know. And yet, since its rediscovery by the wider world in the 1990s, archaeologists, anthropologists, and historians have done their best to weave together a flimsy shell of a story to do justice to that low-rising mound in the plains outside of Urfa. Utilising a vast array of data and techniques to mesh together a very basic idea of what the place was and who its builders had been. More outlandish commenters go further, embellishing the flimsy archaeological dataset with their own New Age religious leanings and preconceived ideas. Turning concrete evidence of wild grasses, wild grains, and as yet still undomesticated prey animals into landing grounds for aliens, or the biblical Garden of Eden. Wonderfully complex, genuine hunter-gatherer ancestors into ancient super-civilizations. In reality, still, for the most part, Göbekli Tepe's secrets remain hidden. Unlike the other most famous discoveries in archaeology.
What do you mean they're hidden? This YouTuber with 750 subs is going to crack the mystery. This is why I'm not allowed on Ancient Aliens. I'd put him out of business. I watched quite a few shows on this. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. It's a complex. That's what I want you to know. This is in modern day Turkey, which was also part of ancient Mesopotamia. Now they theorize, is it a temple? Well, yeah, all right. Just, why wouldn't they be sacrificing something here? Remember, the reason Jesus comes on Earth the first time is because Babylon gets out of control with paganism. So that could be a clue to what the animals on here are for. But the shape of the stones themselves is interesting because I think that they were used to possibly measure movements of planets, the moon. Venus would have been of great interest. Venus becomes Lucifer in their pantheon. Venus was the ice comet they hurled at Marduk to crack it. I'll re-upload that video. I did that lecture before. So there are some Sumerian tablets that actually verify this stuff. They talk about it in their creation tablets. The 7 tablets of creation. Yes, just like the 7 days of creation from the book of Genesis. The Jews who wrote the Old Testament were highly influenced by Babylon. Remember, it was the Pharisees from Babylon who had Jesus crucified. The Pharisees, the 72 of them, that's really important, the number 72, they were the ones who carried the oral tradition from Babylon, gave us Babylonian Talmud. I can't even tell you what's in Babylonian Talmud. Yeah, Goyim isn't supposed to know that. Now, the Babylonian Talmud documentary's on my Odyssey channel, if you haven't seen it. And Marduk, yeah, he creates the Zodiac and brings black magic to Babylon. Someone just said in my chat that the Maya created the Zodiac. No, that's wrong. The Maya are reptilian. Babylon is the beginning of everything. And the Mayan temples are copies of Sumerian ziggurats, just like the Aztec temples, because they could not duplicate the Great Pyramids, so they built step temples instead. They're not actually good as construction as the Atlanteans were, who built the Pyramid of Giza. They could never replicate it. This is why you have the Great Pyramid with the Eye of the Illuminati on the back of your $1 bill. It's a symbol that they took over this planet. Yeah, that's what the eye symbol over the Great Pyramid actually means on the back of the $1 bill. And then we get these, the ziggurats in ancient Sumeria, these temples here, these are all built for human sacrifice, just like the ziggurat temples out of Sumeria right here. I believe they try to copy pyramids. So every one of the 300 Anunnaki would have had a ziggurat built to worship them, the 300. So now I don't think Göbekli Tepe is really a temple in that sense because they built ziggurats for that. Like I said, I believe it was a way for them to start calculating the, like an Orrery. That's what an Orrery is. It measures the, now the most infamous Orrery for me is the Dark Crystal. When Jen, the Gelfling, first meets Aughra, and she has an Orrery. So, and I play a lot of fantasy games. You see these in a lot of wizard towers and stuff. Wizards use these. Or black magic, right? Orreries. You'll see them in a lot of fantasy. I think Game of Thrones had an Orrery in the Citadel. I could be wrong about that. I think they did. Yeah, I think, so yeah. But this wasn't like, this would have been what they had, what they would have to create the Orreries, right? And, so that's, now we have some tablets here that kind of confirm this. Oh, before I tell people, oh, please share, like, subscribe. I always forget to tell people this. You can support the channel. I'm not doing too good. For people on Facebook that don't know, or other people, I broke my finger 5 weeks ago. And yeah, it's been very painful. My finger is bent permanently. And I wasn't able to type. I was in a lot of pain. I'm finally able to, like, kind of bend it and use it. It kind of healed. It hurts if I try to bend it still. But yeah, it was broke completely, and that's where I kind of been in a lot of pain. Um, so and so that's why I've been kind of quiet. Hopefully, I'll be back to streaming. All right. Hello, everyone on Facebook. Hello, Ashley. Seen you gave me a like. That's cool. Yeah, so that's why I wasn't on Facebook for a while. I broke my finger. When you type on a keyboard all day, that becomes a problem. Um. Oh shit. Did I? That's all right. I didn't need that. All right. So these are the seven tablets of creation by the Sumerians. There's some addendum tablets here. Another version of the dragon myth. Now, I actually read this. This is the tablet I used to help Roger confirm his mud fossil thing. And we also have a tablet here, which I believe I might have read this. I'll find out in a second. This one's not long. I could actually just read this. This is the creation of the moon and the sun. So there goes that mystery solved. Yeah, the moon is not a natural satellite. It was put there. Solved that. Did I ever read these? The moon and the sun. I might have. Maybe not. No, thought I did. So, all right. Let me read this really quick, and because this happens right after they found Babylon. No, before they found Babylon. I mean, they claim to have. All right. When the gods Anna, Enlil, and Enki, and those are Ajiji gods, they're not Anunnaki. Enlil and Enki are Ajiji, and I'll show you a Sumerian grimoire that proves that. Through their sure counsel and by their great commands ordained the renewal of the moon god, the reappearance of the moon, and the creation of the month. All right, this is how it works though, and the moon cycle also works on the female, your monthly period, every 28 days, I believe. That is tied in with black magic also. I don't know if you knew that. This is why the moon is feminine. That ties a lot in with the why Anana is associated as Lucifer. Venus is feminine, obviously. So even though the Anunnaki are androgynous, they give male and female connotations to different things because when they create us as male and female. This is one of the reasons they despise us, because we have the ability to love each other. They hate the emotion of love. That's why they're trying to destroy the nuclear family right now for the New World Order. Why do you think they're pushing all those agendas? Those agendas don't make babies. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, you know what? I do need my eyes. So, the reappearance of the moon and the creation of the month. And the month here, we'll talk. This is not from Zeitgeist either, because this goes back. But there's 365 days in a year, 360 degrees in a circle. That's because from the winter solstice till the 24th of December, the sun loses a degree for 3 days, and then it is reborn on December 25th, which is, that's a Roman holiday also. Saturnalia, of course. They changed the dates. That has to do with the subversion of religion from them, but that's and ordained the oracle of heaven and earth. The new moon did Anna cause appear in the midst of heaven. He beheld it come forth. When Anu, Bel, and Ea is Enki, the great gods through their sure counsel fixed the bounds of heaven and earth, and to the hands of the great gods entrusted the creation of the day and the renewal of the month, what they might behold, and mankind beheld the sun god in the gate of his going forth. In the midst of heaven and the earth, they duly created him. So, they had to refigure out the cycles of the moon, the sun, all this because it's very important to them. All their now this is pertaining to ceremonial magic and festivals and stuff like that they would have had. We have the dragon myth of creation, and then we have the creation of the world by Marduk, when he actually comes down and creates the gods, the Anunnaki. He created one at a time. And this tablet here is actually an evocation ritual. The end of this is a black magic evocation thing, but they don't have the whole thing on here. A lot of these tablets are missing parts, and that's because they're black magic incantations, the Sumerian tablets. So, this is these I'll get re-uploaded to YouTube. You want to hear them? They're on my Odyssey channel. Marduk's. These I read. I scored them to music when I did them. Yeah, the Babylonian myth creation by Marduk. Oh, that's another lecture. I got the Temple of Baal. Oh, I can't re-upload that to YouTube. The Temple of Baal and child sacrifice. No, not right now. All right, so look over at the chat now. There's some interesting insight here because scientists have figured out that there is some kind of celestial secrets going on here at Göbekli Tepe. But of course, they don't know what it was built for, what it's used for. There were 12 T-pillars going around, which is interesting because there's 12 months in a year. And there's 12 of these pillars that look like T's. I'll read this in a second. So, yeah, do you see where I'm going at with this? I believe this was a way to calculate the months, days, the year, because the year is not 360 days, it's 365 days. Venus comes into orbit. They got to track that now. That becomes Lucifer. Venus also makes a pentagram throughout the night sky throughout the year. I don't know if you knew that. It's interesting, isn't it? And Venus obviously is hailed as Lucifer, the light bearer, and also the god of sound. I believe the reason why they call Lucifer the god of sound would have been the sound that was created when it cracked in the Marduk and then creates the asteroid belt. And that would have been, and that was the K2 event, which killed the dinosaurs, supposedly, by mainstream. And that's written about in the Dragon Myth of Creation. Then they have to wait 303 days before they can come to the Earth after the smoke settles. And that's when Marduk comes down and founds. He creates the Anunnaki, 300 of them. He's an Agigi. Marduk is one of the most important gods in this whole story. And surprisingly, not too many researchers talk about Marduk. I wonder why. Marduk is the deity that Dave refused to worship. David in the book of Bel in the missing Bible books. I have them back there. Bel in the Destruction of the Dragon. Adrian, hello. The god of air is Enlil. Marduk is associated with fire because fire is creationism in the occult. Enki is a water god. Enlil is the god of air and Saturn. Marduk is associated with fire. I know this because I'm right. That's all part of my book. I'm even telling people what elements the Agigi gods are associated with. This all revolves around black magic. When you can understand that, so when you have certain secret societies say, "Oh, we don't practice black magic. We don't do ceremonial," yeah, all right, whatever. This is why nothing's getting solved on planet Earth. This is why you can't explain why certain ancient sites, what they were built for. Like I said, the Aztec and the Mayan temples were copied after the Aztecs, Quetzalcoatl, obviously, the plume serpent. And there are rivers of liquid mercury under the Aztec temples. That ties in with my how reptilians shapeshift theory. And I don't know if I'm going to talk about Göbekli Tepe in my book. I might in the chapter in Black Magic. Why not? Hey, if I put a theory out there and it's correct, why not get credit for it, right? because no one else has apparently been able to solve it. This was a website I found. They were no answers. They don't know. I think the biggest clue is 12 T stones. These stones right here should be one of the biggest clues. Where's that? Yeah, these stones right here, and they're all shaped different, and they're angled on different angles. So this is why I'm thinking it's some type of and there's holes in some of them. Look, see the holes? Now, someone asked me if this pointed towards the North Star. It wouldn't be right. The galaxy, the star systems move. From thousands of years ago, the night sky does not look the same as it would in Babylon. For example, I'm a Leo, but according to research I did, the zodiac is off, actually. Even though, like, most Leos are actually Tauruses. I don't know if you knew that. The zodiac has actually moved. I don't know if you... like I said, you just want me to redo a video on the zodiac. I can. There's stuff you might not know about it. You're not actually... Yeah, because... Yeah, the whole cosmos is constantly moving. So they're not in the same alignment as they would have been. So it would be difficult to even see if these align to any star systems now. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, some of you might notice I have my monetization back. So if you want to, you can super chat. You could also, I have Cash App, Vemno, Stripe, and PayPal in the description if you could support the channel. I haven't been doing too good financially. Not with a broken finger for 4 weeks, so. And I've been good on this YouTube channel so far. Fingers crossed. My bent finger crossed, right? Yeah. So that's kind of, yeah, this is really what I think Göbekli Tepe was built for. Here's the Anunnaki here. This is the Babylonian Grimoire I had. It actually proves that Marduk and Lonem, they're Gigi gods. They create the Anunnaki. They work like a hive mentality. And at the end of the day, Alpha Draconians are parasites. They feed on Lash, which is negative human energy. Wars. Some of the biggest... Now, I can't get into some of the ways they're actually controlling society today. I can in my book, though. But it's mainly through social engineering, if you can figure that one out. It's not too hard to figure out. Social engineering. And they're trying to destroy the nuclear family because there's too many people on Earth. They can't control us. Look what's going on today. They screwed up bread and circuses. Hello, Marvel movie. When you screw up bread and circuses, people start paying attention to politics. And they start realizing the corruption in politics. This is why Rome built the Colosseums. It was to keep the peasants in line, so they didn't notice all the corruption going on. Now you got nothing for people, like, now everyone's paying attention to, they don't learn now. That's what happens to demon-possessed people. So this is an actual, Babylonian magic and sorcery. Their whole thing revolves around black magic. Which makes sense on why Alpha Draconians would be avian, because birds are very in tune to electromagnetic frequencies. It's how they navigate themselves. I got some Alpha Draconians that I could show you on video. We got some art. Is DH in here? Should I show them some art? You guys want to see some concept of what real Alpha Draconians look like? As per, hold on. There's nothing I can really do with my finger, unless I get it broken, reset into a cast or something. I don't, Hold on, let me show you. I got some. I don't think I showed this painting yet. This one, I don't think I showed him this one yet. There's some Alpha Draco right there. That's Marduk and Enlil. Yeah. I believe she made this. This might be the Palladian star system, the Seven Sisters. But this is just concept art. This is the actual painting. This is a real. I got a few of them. I'm gonna have to hold an art show one night. Yeah, I got all this cool. A lot of this art's gonna get scanned. I have other paintings too, but I put this one on the side so I can show it to people. Plus, I thought it was pretty cool that it had the stars behind them because that's the point I'm trying to make about Göbekli Tepe. So that's what my theory is on what Göbekli Tepe is. That's why mainstream is never going to be able to figure it out because they're going to have to admit one. Doesn't matter. All right, the reptilian aspect, big deal. How they build it really important? The thing's built. We know they built it. But I have a theory on how they moved some of them big stones because Gilgamesh was a giant. And it would explain how they built the gates of Ishtar. I believe they bioengineered the cannibalistic red-haired giants were probably created by them. Then they had to kill them out in a flood because they couldn't control the things. I also believe they created those giants so they could deal with Sabe or Sasquatch, which was native to Marduk, and they couldn't. Because that's what the Epic of Gilgamesh is about. He hunts down Humbaba the Terrible in the cedar forest. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to Babylon and Sumeria. A lot of my own original theories, and this is why I'm writing a book. So let me read this. Scrutiny of Göbekli Tepe's construction reveals celestial secrets. Use my reading glasses here. So, yeah, before I forget, please share, like, subscribe. If you could support the channel, that would be awesome. I always need cigarettes. Hasn't been easy, but listen, Entrepot, I got the emails you sent me about I don't know what you want me to do with them. I don't cover numerology. I don't get into, it's not the type of research I really do. I know all the presidents are linked. I know all about the Illuminati bloodlines. I got the emails you sent me. I appreciate it. You don't have to keep resending them. My official email is kinninigan@gmail.com. You don't. I just don't know what you want me to do with the information. Like, I don't do numerology and stuff. Crazy Ivan. Oh my God. Thank God. No, I was so worried about you, man. I haven't heard from you in a while. That's why, yeah. I just said a prayer for him. I thought you might have been ill or something. It's good to see you. Crazy Ivan. What do you think about my theory about Göbekli Tepe? If he would know. He's all I'm going to say is he knows his shit when it comes to the occult. That's all I'm going to say. Do you think this was built as an Orrery? Trying to depict his descriptions. Yeah, they're pretty good too. I got other ones. I'm not going to pull them out right now. They're put away. I think you're right. I might be. And look, if I just figured out what Göbekli Tepe was actually built for, I'm a YouTuber that doesn't even have money to buy a pack of cigarettes right now. Ancient Aliens, they're making millions of dollars off these fucking TV shows. They're not disclosing anything. This is the gripe I got with Ancient Aliens and History Channel and a lot of mainstream researchers out there. I think one of the obvious things is you're missing pieces to the puzzle. One of those pieces is reptilian. It's serpent. Actually, I just showed you what a Alpha Draconian looks like. There are two natives, and yeah, there are native Terran reptilians on Earth too. The native Terran reptilians did not build these sites. They don't even practice occultism, according to Lacerda. They do certain aspects of magic they just understand as science, but they don't really practice ritual. This is something that only comes from Babylon, leading up to the Temple of Solomon. So, This is why I want to make this video, because if I'm right about this, I need to get this shit on record. So I'm not an astrophysicist. I can't. So my theory, yeah, it's conjecture, I guess you can say, right? Kind of like my shape-shifting theory. Can't prove it, but you can't disprove it. But I got theories, and it's good to get them out there. Like I said, I watched a lot of other big name researchers like Graham Hancock and all that, and they're not really giving good answers. Oh, if anyone in the chat wants a wrench, just ask me. I'll give you one. I'm going to read this because there is a celestial connection with these stones that are here. I just poked myself in the eye with my glasses. That's not good. Oh. Can you tell I'm a rookie when it comes to wearing glasses? I just poked myself. Alright, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Alright, hold on. Recently, it was announced that two Israeli archaeologists have detected what they consider to be an underlying geometry included in Göbekli Tepe's construction. Gil Hackley and Ave Gofar from Tel Aviv University determined that the centers of the three enclosures, B, C, and D, are linked by the corners of an equilateral triangle. They also noted that the triangle's baseline locks into the positions of the twin pillars standing immediately north of the center of the two enclosures B and C. These discoveries, along with other outlined in a newspaper published in Cambridge University Journal, gatekeepers. Whenever you Cambridge University, the English Historical Society, the Royal Society, these are all gatekeepers for a lot. These are the people who stole the giant skeletons like the Smithsonian. They hid a lot of the history, the real history of planet Earth. These are the people who laugh about black magic and Sasquatch being real. Oh yeah, magic. He believed in magic. Yeah, magic's very real, and you're an idiot if you don't think it is. That's a fact. I got quite a few books back here I can prove that with. Aleister Crowley isn't, they love. What do you think they love Aleister Crowley so much for? He wasn't very. Why? Because he's a people person. Yeah, right. Okay. These discoveries, along with other outlined in the newspaper published in Cambridge University Journal, provide a new vision of the construction of Göbekli Tepe. One suggesting that its builders possessed a marked knowledge of spatial awareness, and as such pre-planned these monuments to form part of a grand scheme. Interesting. Freemason talk about a grand scheme, while the great architect of the universe. The construction of Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe lies at the heart of Solnofa province, close to the ancient city of Urfa, modern Sel. It's Turkish, I'm butchering that. In Turkey, it is comprised of a series of stone enclosures built around a period of approximately 1,500 years, from around 9,600 BC. Actually, if the Marduk built this, the Sumerian kings list goes back 250,000 years. There were multiple floods. Well, they weren't all floods. There were multiple New World Orders that happened throughout history. It wasn't, so there was destruction by water, destruction by fire. I believe the next one is supposed to be by fire, nuclear holocaust, whatever. Actually, pun intended, yeah, fire. Oh, thanks for the super chat, John. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully I'll get now. See, because YouTube AdSense has owed me $65 going on a year, and they won't pay me out until I hit $100. So, but that's good. I'll get a payout in December. Hopefully, that's cool. So that helps. That'll help for the holidays. The earliest structures consist of circular arrangements of a carved and decorated T-shaped pillars located in so-called ring walls. Yeah, and that's what there's 12 of them. And there's 12 months in a year. Hold on, where is it at? These. 12 months in a year. Are these two big ones in the middle? Or are these watching the sun and the moon? Venus, not really sure. They wouldn't be able to see all the planets by the naked eye, but there are some planets that can be seen. Supposedly in the times of Marduk, now I don't know how true this is, but they believe that you would have been able to see Saturn from Marduk at that time. I don't know how true that is. You know, Saturn has 146 moons around it. Can you imagine trying to track 146 moons? Must be really hard to do occult rituals on Saturn. That's a lot of moons. You gotta wait. We have one moon, and so that's what I think these T-shaped things for. And they're all shaped different. They're angled different. They got holes in them. These look like they're measuring some type of star alignments or something. So, not bad to have theories, right? But where's the article I was just reading? I didn't close it, did I? Oh, here it is. Okay. The thin front edges of the standing pillars are directed towards two much longer central monoliths placed side by side to present the image of a standing gateway. The oldest enclosure were built on level bedrock and commanded a clear view of the surrounding landscape. As new monuments were constructed at Göbekli Tepe, this view became more and more obstructed, leading to the covering of old, presumably decommissioned enclosures, and the building of new ones on top of old ones to create a virtual layer cake of human activity. They might have been plotting different alignments for different dates, the days of the year, the equinoxes, the solstices, the movements of Venus, the moon, the sun, obviously. This would have been important for everything from farming to irrigation to harvest. The harvest is a very big ritual for them. I don't know if you know about spring. Supposedly every spring, on the spring equinox, Ishtar would come down and hatch out of an egg. That's where the idea of the eggs and the Easter bunny comes from. It comes from Ishtar. She would hatch out of an egg. And if you ever saw the Lady Gaga MTV Video Awards thing where she was inside of an egg when she came on a stage, that was what that was symbolic of. They did an ode to Ishtar with Lady Gaga putting her inside the egg and then she came out of it. That's where that comes from. The final occupants of the left side of the occupational mound. All right, this is how old is Göbekli Tepe. They're not going to tell you the right date. They're not going to, but like the Great Pyramid's a lot older than they say. But they say it was built with purposeful design, a cohesive and pre-planned design behind the construction of Göbekli Tepe and other similar pre-pottery Neolithic sites. Southeastern Anatolia have also been proposed, where it was noted that along the 11 T-pillars are seen in the enclosure, the ring wall, there is easily room for a 12th one. If so, the choice for the 12 standing pillars in the ring seems unlikely to be without meaning. Hello, 12 standing pillars, 12 months in a year. 12 divides into 360, 30 days, but we know that's not correct because 365 days in a year. February has 28 days unless it's leap year. Some days, some month, well, you get the idea. Months have different amount of days in them. This seems likely as 12 pillars have once stood with the four walls as a cult building at Neverlay Kore in the northern part. I can't say that word. It's Solnurfa, I think. Although belonging to the pre-pottery Neolithic period, its construction appears to be a continuation of the style of architecture employed at a much older site of Göbekli Tepe. The positioning of 12 stones around two central pillars could suggest a connection with the 12-fold division of the ecliptic or 12 months in a lunar year. All right, maybe they are. All right, sorry. I got ahead of myself. They did say it might pertain to the lunar year. Yeah, okay. That's what it is. It's an Orrery, without a doubt. That's what it was used for. Here's a diagram. You can see the 12 pillars going around. There's 2 inside. This was not actually built for sacrifice. This is not, there's no altar in here. The ziggurats were built for that. This is not a sacrificial temple. And, yeah, like I said, an Orrery. This is what, yeah, I always wanted to get an Orrery, a model one. They're expensive. Maybe one day. Who knows? But when I publish my book, anyone, hey Santa, bring me an Orrery for Christmas. I want a desktop one, not a huge one. I don't want like a wizard's tower out back of my house with a fucking Orrery on top. Not that. No, I just think they're cool. Something like this. These are neat. I always wanted an Orrery. Here goes a mechanical one. That's cool. Yeah, I like. Oh, that's a wind-up one. That's pretty. I like stuff like this. So yeah, this is what I think it was used for. Oh, what's that? I clicked on. All right. I think this is kind of all. Oh, yeah. The Big Dipper. Talking about the North Star, I'll show you this real quickly too. What was the swastika? Okay, I'm going to teach you the mystery of the swastika real quick. This is the North Star, and this is the Big Dipper. And throughout the night sky, this is what Göbekli Tepe would have been tracking. Stuff like this. The Big Dipper moves throughout the night sky through the equinoxes around the North Star, and it makes this shape. What Hitler did was took this symbol. It's actually used by Hindu. They knew about this. And he reversed it, making the swastika. And that was the symbol to symbolize the Fourth Reich bringing in the Age of Aquarius, which was December 21st, 2012. We went into the Age of Aquarius. We came out of the Age of Leo, I think, and into the Age of Aquarius. That's what the swastika symbolizes. The New World Order. The Age of Aquarius. That's what it was. But they're a little behind because December 21st, 2012 came and went. The Anunnaki never came back and got their gold like some people thought they would. That's when I knew that a lot of shit said about the Anunnaki was not correct. Yeah, they never came back for their gold. What do I think dinosaur fossils are? Dinosaurs. Marduk was a much bigger planet. Life forms would have been bigger. And I'm reading the chats right now. That's all. So, I think that's all I really want to cover on this. There's my theory on what Göbekli Tepe was. It was an Orrery used for their new and black magic is the way they've been able to rule over the planet for thousands of years, and it's going on today. It's still going on, and it's very real. And black magic is one of the ways they hold on to power. They get humans to violate their own free will and convert with demons for money, sex, and power, condemning your soul to, you know. Hey, there's 10 commandments God gave you. Don't break them. Like, thou shalt not lie. How many people lie in mainstream media every day in government? Yeah, one commandment right there, you know. They break the 10 commandments every single day. And they want you to break them. They want you to, because that's how Luciferians think. They want to bring everyone down with them. That's why you hear about, oh, they'll nuke the whole entire planet before they ever give themselves up. Hopefully not, right? But that's how sick these entities are. They're parasites. They feed on negative human emotion. This is why they've been keeping our pineal glands calcified. You're not allowed to have your pineal gland activated unless you're a working black magician, according to them. You're not allowed to use it for good stuff. This is why they despise Tibetan monks. This is why communist China burned down the Shaolin Temple. China did a lot of shit to their own culture when they took over. The CCP took a lot of their philosophical teachings away from them. It was screwed up. Yeah. And if you don't learn from history, that's exactly what's about to happen in the United States if you don't wake up. So there it goes. There goes my my theory on what Göbekli Tepe is. So let me go check the chat. Living in Babylon. Email me your address. I have a gift for you. A diamond mustard trampoline. Oh, Ben, did you send me? Was that you the other day? Thanks, man. I think you sent me money for smokes the other day. My phone's over there. I'm not gonna go check it. Hold on. I have it here. Let me just. Yeah, Ben, you did. And Ross, if you're in here, thank you. Few days. Yeah. What was that yesterday? He sent me some cigarette money. That was awesome. Yeah, so if you could support the channel, I'm trying to save up to get a bag of weed. I'm not kidding. Otherwise, my ADHD starts kicking in really bad. So, yeah, and so Facebook, that's why I wasn't around for a while. I broke my finger. Looks like I got away with copyright for the Led Zeppelin song, which is really cool. So that video should stay on Facebook. This video should. Yeah, and I gotta go check on the cats. I got some outdoor cats to go feed. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to cover here. Yeah, I'm just going through all the links I had open to make sure I covered everything. Yeah, like I said, the Sumerian tablets I've read already. I'm going to be re-uploading to my YouTube channel. The Enuma Elish, the Babylonian Myth of Creation by Marduk. I need to redo a video on the 7 tablets of creation. I lost that on my first channel, so I need to redo that. This one right here, the 7 tablets of creation, where Marduk actually says he created the Zodiac, and he basically brings back black magic to Babylon. And what happens after he brings black magic to Babylon? Jesus shows up and says, this is not the way. Because their form of black magic revolves ritual sacrifice, which is the taking of another life for your own personal gain. This is something you do against your own free will. Thou shalt not murder. That's it. Can't get any more clear than that commandment. Just like the Second Amendment, shall not be infringed. Yeah, I wish a lot of politicians learned that. Shall not be infringed. Do not murder. Do not lie. You don't have to worry about leftists covering your neighbor's wife. Don't worry about that one. All right, let me stop here before. I got to keep some kind of sense of humor to keep my sanity with these people. Yeah, look, that's bad. I can't. If I move it straight, it hurts. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I thought about taping it to my finger, but I don't know. I had a splint for this. Yeah, see, I had this, but this only keeps your finger from bending. It doesn't do anything from the left to right movement. Anyway. Sucks. Don't break your finger. It's painful. Especially if you type on a keyboard all day. Yeah, that's not good. So that's where, I gotta get back to work though. So yeah, I got videos I did about the Great Floods. I'll get those. Reading the chat over here. And thanks, John, for the super chat. You could support me. All the links are in the description. A little bit goes a long way for me. And who knows? I want to stream again tomorrow night. I got another thing I want to talk about. I got a lot of things I want to talk about because I've been kind of quiet for a month. So, if I get some weed, I get real creative. How do you think I figured out Göbekli Tepe? Whatever. Like, at a YouTuber was one time I had 60,000 subs on YouTube. How's an unknown kidney researcher figure out Göbekli Tepe, the Pyramid of Giza, the mystery of the terracotta warriors from China? What Stonehenge was built, how it was built. They need to give me my own Ancient Aliens show. I think so, right? They can't even tell you in 45 minutes. They don't tell you anything. They just, whatever. That's why I don't watch Ancient Aliens anymore. I don't learn anything from it. It's funny. It's a comedy. It's a good comedy. I'll tell you that. You're looking for a good laugh. Anyway, it's going to be all for the stream. Please share, like, subscribe. You can also sign up to my Patreon and Locals. I put videos over there that I can't put on YouTube. Including, the most recent one I did over there is the real reason why they hate Iran so much. Can't put that one on YouTube. Follow the money, and you will find the secret of history. That's all I'm going to tell you. Follow the money. Oh, that's the other thing Babylon brought to the world, is money. Debt notes are a piece of witchcraft. I don't think they like when I do those lectures, though. People, can't expose too much. But their whole thing revolves around occultism and black magic. And right in Babylonian Talmud, they said they used magic and gossip to crucify Jesus Christ. Just like they use magic and gossip to criminalize anyone under the sun today, from Trump to anyone at the J6 thing. Magic and gossip, mainly gossip with that one. They're not using too much magic against them. They're cursing other people, though. I've been cursed before. I know I have. That's probably why I broke my finger. Hillary Clinton probably did this. Fucker. She probably threw a bind. Probably some little demon that made me slam my finger in the door. I wouldn't doubt it. A demon can't enter your house unless you invite it. So I was like halfway outside when this happened. Could be. The devil can't come in your house unless he's invited. So maybe he got me right as I was leaving the front. That's when this happened. My front door slammed on my finger. Because Macy, my cat, was trying to run under my feet when I had a trash bag in my hand. And I tried not to let her run out. And my security door slammed shut on my finger. And my fingertip was sideways. And ouch. Yeah, that hurt. That's what happened. Yeah, it sucks. So, you know where the boogeyman comes from? Wood boogers. They used to tell kids, you can't go out at night or the wood boogers will get you. It's Sasquatch. That's what the Appalachian people call Sasquatch, wood boogers. The boogeyman is Sasquatch. That's where the idea of the boogeyman comes from. The more you know. There you go. I'm a walking encyclopedia of that kind of knowledge. Yeah, so that's going to be it for the stream. Please Please share, like, subscribe. You can support the channel. All the links are in the description. I'll try to stream again tomorrow night. We'll see. Hopefully, if I don't run out of supplies. I got a lot of catching up to do, and I still got a book to finish. So, and I got to start planning. Holidays come up quick. I know. I'm stuck this time of year. This time of year goes like that. As soon as like October hits, doesn't it seem like time moves faster? Until we hit Christmas, it just flies by. Anyway, please share, like, subscribe. It's going to be all for the stream.